Welcome to Ray's Toolbox. Today I'm going to rewire a lamp. There's a problem in this lamp, a short someplace. I'm not sure exactly if it's in the top here or possibly if it's in the plug or the wire between the two places. Not really sure, but this lamp is old enough that it probably needs the whole thing replaced. So that's what I'm going to do today. This lamp is old enough. I'm not sure they even make them this way anymore. This has a flange that fits on a flat surface. I would look to try to find a replacement. I can't really find a replacement just like that one anymore. So I don't know if they still make them or not. Anyway, I've already taken the 3 screws out of this. So this will just lift up. Let me take this piece here off that holds the lampshade up. So I've taken the 3 screws out of this. If I spin this around, there's a little set screw here that holds this top piece on. So I can take that set screw off and take this off. All I need to do to get into the wiring, that was easy. Already had this apart. But this sleeve comes off, as does the next one here. And you get to where the wire is fastened on here. When I went to buy another one of these, I thought I can go ahead and get another switch like this. I did go ahead and upgrade it to a 3-position light, so I'm going to replace this entire piece here. So I've taken the 3 screws off of this. This piece just comes up, so I'm going to unfasten the screws here and take this cord off of here. One of the things that could go wrong is the type of knot tied on here isn't exactly what they call an underwriter's knot. They tie a special knot here, so when you pull on the cord, it doesn't actually pull on the wires, it pulls on that knot. So we'll see if we can get that thing fixed. First I need to take these wires off, take this old one off. There we go. So yeah, they just kind of made a regular knot on that thing, and just going to keep that from pulling. So anyway, I'm going to take this set screw off next. Very tiny screw here. It's very easy to drop. Guess how I know that? The other end of this lamp just has the hole here. Of course, that's where the cord goes through. And when you pull on the cord for anything, it pulls all the way up to that knot. So on the new one, when I bring the cord out of here, I'm going to put a little staple on here made for electric cords and see if we can keep this from pulling on that knot a little bit. I also have a new end for the new plug, just in case this is what the problem was. Like I said, I don't want to tear everything down and find where the problem is or not find where the problem is. Better safe than sorry. This doesn't have a polarized plug on it, so I did buy a polarized plug, so at least we're updated a little bit with that. I glued the base onto the lamp. It needed some attention, so while that's setting up, I went ahead and put the new end on the cord, on the new cord. I think I can go ahead and wire the other end of this. If you remember, this just sits down on the top and screws down. I can go ahead and replace the end here. So let's go ahead and get this set screw out of here. And this just unscrews. And falls apart. Open up our new one here. And if you're wondering how to tie a underwriter's knot, there's a good picture of it on the instructions. So it's always nice to have a refresher. Okay, so this one comes apart the same way. Let's back this screw out. Alright, so that's screwed in all the way there. So I can go ahead and tighten down the set screw. And this simply screws into the base. Alright. Everything's tight. I already have the new cord threaded through the lamp, through the base, so it's coming out of the top there. All this extra is basically the cord length that's going to be to go from the lamp to the receptacle to the wall plug. So this is what sets down on the top of this. So we're going to feed our cord in through here. We're going to tie a underwriter's knot here and then fasten this up into place. Alright, this one loops over, that one loops over, comes through, this one goes through. Now it's a matter of tightening the knot up. Remember, this is what you actually pull on. If you pull on the cord instead of pulling on the connections on the light or whatever the appliance is, it's actually trying to pull that knot down through. So it's supposed to take pressure off of the cord, off of the screw terminals there. Alright. We need about yay much there. Enough to wrap around. Cut them both the same. Now, since we have a polarized plug, we want to be sure that we pay attention to how this is wired, because we want the hot wire to be coming up in the center of the terminals here, and we want the ground, or the common, should be on the outside here. Alright, so the brass collar should be hot. Extension cords have one side that's got ribs on it and the other one is smooth. The smooth side, I believe, is supposed to be the hot side. So we're going to hook that up to the hot terminal. We're going to simply pull the cord back through. Not in the right spot. Just simply slides over it. There we go, press it down. Snaps into place. That's a good sign. There we go. There we go. All we have to do is screw that back down to the top of it. Okay, the top is set up enough that I can take the clamps off. All I have to do now is find the correct holes to put this on with. This has been replaced a few times in this lamp's life. There's quite a few sets of holes here, but I think this set here will work. One of these screws is stripped out, so I'm going to take it apart and glue a couple of toothpicks in that hole. May as well do them all. So those are the holes that I want to fix. This is my problem hole right here. Get a drop of glue in there, which does two things. It gets glue in the hole, and I can see which one of these many holes I'm working with. I'm going to coat these toothpicks, roll them around, get them all coated, get them started in the hole. There we go. Okay, we're going to let that set up, and then I'll clip these off with a pair of side cutters or something, and then I'll probably re-drill just a little bit, undersized hole, and I'll have some good solid wood to put the screws in. Okay, my glue set up, I cut the toothpicks off, I sanded them down-ish. I'm also going back with slightly different screws, but back in the same place. And as long as you don't do my favorite trick, which is over tightening them, you're not going to strip the holes back out. You've got that. This is a little shinier than what was here, but that's okay because it should be covered up by the lampshade. So now, this piece goes right in the holder here. These little pieces come down to hold it in place. Screw the light bulb in. So now, we should be able to have a 3-way lamp. There we go. So, it's that easy to fix a light if you have to rewire it. The only thing I have left to do is fasten the cord on the bottom so it doesn't tug onto the underwriters not up here on top. So kind of a double protect thing, I guess. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Maybe you learned something. If you have a question or something, drop it down in the comments. Subscribe if you haven't, and hit that like bell so you know when the next video is up. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.